going on, everybody? It is Tuesday, 7 o'clock, so you know what time it is. We the Nation, UrbanNationRadio.com. I'm your host, Kelly Greene, and with me today is Miss Tracy Jones.
Hello, everybody.
And it was part 2 of our relationship talk. But first of all, this CD here, I had a chance to meet these young people. I'm not a big gospel fan. I'm a jazz fan myself. But these kids, Blessed Generation, go get the CD downloaded on iTunes. They're phenomenal. I will talk about them probably throughout the show, but Blessed Generation, go get it. I heard it. And for me not to like gospel and like it,
Means something.
yeah, they jam. They jam. Blessed Generation, go pick it up. So, it's going to be a long show today because everybody want to know something about relationships.
Yes, they do. Most of the questions are about cheating.
See, that's a problem. See, that's a problem right there in itself.
Oh, absolutely. But the problem is that 90% of everybody who asks me questions is about cheating.
You know what that says?
What?
People are more concerned with cheating than taking care of their own person that they're with.
I agree. Most of the time
That's my theory.
Yeah, I agree with you. Most of the time it is the issue.
Wow. Okay. Let's jump to it. So, if you usually I tell people have a pen and paper ready for these shows because I always get information. This is information that you need to have in good bag too, because, and I'm gonna say it for a couple reasons. One, because this is gonna help you in the long run, especially if you're single. Number 2, and if you are in the LGBT community, it's not gender specific
Not
at all. If you have a relationship with another person, this stuff works.
I agree. Absolutely, across the board, it does not matter.
It does not matter. So you need to have this information. Write it down. And number 3, it's just good information to have in 2015 because we're not about breaking up the homes. We're trying to make them stronger.
Yes, we are.
That's our goal. So, Tracy, where do you want to start?
Well, I'm gonna start with one of the questions that I got.
Oh yeah, that's like questions. Yes, I like questions.
Yeah, I got a question. This lady actually emailed me about it was like 3 o'clock in the morning. I received an email from my
okay,
blog
that's
website.
Yeah, 3 o'clock in the morning.
3 o'clock in the morning. Yes. Well, she was up and her question wasn't a question. She wanted some advice. She's up waiting for her husband to come home. She knows he's cheating on her, and she doesn't know what to do next. The problem is she feels like he's cheating because she knows that she tapped out of the relationship a long time ago. She hasn't been doing what she has supposed to been doing as a wife. He came to her in the email. She told me he came to her and told her, "Look, we're not doing what we're supposed to do. You're not being there for me. You're not supportive." And sexually, she hasn't been in a relationship.
Wow, so she tapped out sexually.
Yeah. She admitted it. Her question was, should she let it go and leave him alone or should she admit her mistake and try to get her man back?
Okay, there's one of 2 ways to go through this. So, I'll get a man's point of view. Get a woman's point of view.
There you go.
All right, here you go. I say from a man's point of view, if he's been cheating this long, probably best to go. He's not, because if she tries to fix it, then he has to change the lifestyle that he's created. He might not trust her. He's like, okay, why is she trying to fix this? We've been doing it. I've been cheating this long, and I know that she's not sexually interested into the relationship. What's going on? It might be better for him just to be gone, and both of them start over.
You think so?
Yeah, and if she wants her husband back, at this point in time, it's a whole big sexual piece they need to have a conversation about.
Yeah. Well, you can conversate without talking.
Oh, I like that conversation.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying, if she knows that that's where she made her mistake at,
right,
and she has come to the conclusion that the majority of the reason why he's cheating is because she wasn't taking care of her business in the bedroom, then what she needs to do is take care of her business in the bedroom if she still loves her husband.
I got that.
You can't just give him away, especially when it's your part. It's your fault, and you can admit that it's your fault. That's big in itself.
Right, but she was giving away this long. I mean.
Well, yeah, but her reasoning behind it, and I won't say it's a legitimate reason, but a lot of women get caught up in the everyday life, taking care of the kids,
right.
working. She works, and that's what she said in her email. She had a lot of things that she had on her plate, and she forgot about taking care of her husband, which is part of the problem with a lot of women.
Gotcha.
And I'm not going to say a lot of women, a lot of couples, period. You forget to take care of the relationship between you and the person instead of
Right.
just the whole big picture.
Right. Right.
You know,
So,
and I told her my advice to her was to make it happen. Get out there. If you know that you tapped out sexually, then you need to get your sexy back. What do you need to do in order to do that? What makes you feel sexy?
there it is. Okay. That's
There's
cool.
plenty of ways to get it back too.
Oh yeah, plenty of ways.
Yeah.
Plenty of ways. I'm just. Sometimes when something's been broke for so long,
Yeah.
fixing it is very hard.
Yeah, but you got to try it.
Yeah.
Now, what I did say, she needs to try it if that's really what she wants to do.
Mm-hmm.
She needs to go all out, but she needs to give it 100%. It shouldn't be just something to get him back. There should be something in
Right.
order for her to
Exactly,
keep him
exactly.
throughout the relationship.
Exactly. Yeah, because you gotta.
And she has to respect it if he doesn't want to come back at this point. That
That
she
is
may
broke.
have to leave that alone and
Right.
not make the same mistake in her future relationship.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So we covered sex. Now, think about it, sex in relationships. I mean,
It's important.
and you gotta have the conversation first.
Yes, yes.
'Cause
But I think
somebody-
most people do. I think most people have the conversation first and they kind of forget about that part of the conversation when they get a family, they get married, they start doing all these
Yeah,
other things.
yeah.
They forget about that. But I think sex is a extremely vital point in a relationship. You can't just blow that off. That's not something
No, you
that you can
can't. No,
just
you can't.
forget about.
Yeah, because some
Or
people,
this happens.
right. Because I admit, I'm a part-time workaholic. I can be so caught up in writing and everything that I need to do to be successful. You know, wife at home and say, okay, you need to take care of, So I understand that totally.
Yeah, because it's on both sides.
Yeah.
Because
I
a man
understand
can
totally.
tap out of it, too, and forget about it. Because we, as women, we love our, sex with our mates just as much
Right.
as men love
Right.
sex with their women. So
Right.
it is what it is. And like I said, this goes with any relationship. Sex is vitally important to a relationship, just like trust and love.
Yes, yes. I definitely get on trust because trust is huge.
Yes, I think trust is a part of the reason why most relationships these days are failing.
Yeah, it's there. So, got any more questions? How many questions you got? Do you know?
Oh, I got a lot of questions,
I know
but
you
we
got a
can
lot of
jump
questions.
into
People
whatever
like-
you want to.
Because when you put, I watched the post you put on Facebook,
Yeah.
and I know people didn't want to put their business out there right there.
Yes, I got them all in inbox.
Yes. Yes, because and it goes back to your prior blog that you had. People
Yes.
emailed you. You always had questions like every
Yes.
week.
Yes, and I didn't actually. I don't know if it just. I seem like the type of person that can, because of my conversation, can answer these kind of questions or will give real advice.
Right. Right.
But people just automatically start sending them to me, and I started
Cool.
answering them, which I love to do because I love to help people get to where they want to be.
It's hard for me to give advice. I give like brutal, honest advice.
But you have to. That's good though, because you
Yeah.
have to be brutal and honest in order for the advice to really work.
But then people call me names afterwards.
Oh, well, then those are the people who really don't want advice. They just want you to listen and fake the advice.
Gotcha.
Don't ask me the
Gotcha.
question unless you want the real answer. I'm going to
Gotcha.
tell you how I feel.
Yes, yes. So let's get to another question.
Well, I had a question about dating.
Okay.
This guy
Oh,
said
you
that-
scared me last week about dating. If I got divorced tomorrow, I'm not dating.
But that's actually what the question was about. The guy seen the show last week, and he was asking me about when you were saying that you when you first met your wife, how you told her to pick what she wanted. So his question was, does a man have to buy a woman?
That's a slippery slope.
Yes, I agree. It's a slippery slope.
A
I don't
slippery-
think buying a woman is what you were doing.
No, I was. I don't know. I refuse to call it. It wasn't game. It was just at that point in time, I was interested in her, and I wanted to show her I was interested.
Right, and look what happened. Is she your wife?
Yeah.
Then he needs to buy his next woman a gift. How about that? Take some
Right.
notes.
Take some notes, but take plenty of money too, because
It doesn't necessarily even have to be expensive.
I know. But she picked the expensive thing on the table. It's
Yeah,
like,
well,
'cause we laugh about it now.
but see, you asked, you put yourself in that position, which is good though because you covered it.
Right.
She knew what she was
Man,
working
I was
with.
like $1 away from being totally embarrassed.
But look what you got for you have a wife.
I do. I did that, but ooh, it was close.
It's like, wait a minute, let me count the change in my
Right.
car.
And I had, because I had just got back from Memphis, and my ears. Funny because I tell the story all the time. My ears were popping. Like at that time, I wasn't flying. I was mostly drove. First time really flew to Memphis, so my ears was like popping. I couldn't really hear. So my whole night was bad. Period. I was having a bad night. physically. So everything it turned out.
Yeah.
It turned out, but I put whenever you meet somebody and you meet somebody you want to be with, all that secondary. You show that person that you're interested. This type of person I am.
Yeah.
This is my best foot forward.
There you go. But that's honesty. That's the problem. Most people fake it in the beginning.
Yes.
You see somebody you want, and that person may not be the person for you. I can give you an example. You may be a girl and the guy may be really into sports.
Right.
I'm just going to use that example because I'm a big sports fan myself.
Yes.
But he may be really into sports, and a woman will fake knowing about some sports or the game just to get in good. But then once they're with that person and he says, let's go to the football game, she's looking at him like that's not a date. Well, I'm looking like that's a perfect date. That person is not for you.
Yes.
If you're not a woman who cooks, don't pretend like you cook. Tell them you can't cook.
Yeah, tell them early.
Tell them early. I mean, but it is what it is, and then y'all work it out.
Right.
And that's something that he can make a choice on whether or not that's what he wants to deal with or not.
Because it's funny, because like, my wife early, was dating, we had, cooking thing. I knew, she cooked whatever, but she found out that was like Iron Chef's, I'm just bragging a little bit.
You're bragging slightly?
Yeah, I'm just straight under Iron Chef style cooking. I'll let her cook, give me
well,
some.
that's good.
That's my thing. Matter of fact, she doesn't cook often.
But then y'all fit.
Right.
There it is.
Right.
But you find that out in the beginning when people are honest.
Right.
Stop being fake. Don't go for the girl who likes to wear Louis and Fendi if you don't want to buy Louis and Fendi. You're not that guy. Maybe you're the Target guy, and that's fine too.
Right.
Because there's some Target girls out here that's just as great as the Louis girls.
Better.
Absolutely.
Better. They work with less and they know how to coordinate.
Absolutely. We can work it all out. I mean, but you go for what you want. And you have to be who you are in order to get that.
All right. And ladies, let me tell you this off the rip. I mean, as a guy, speaking for a lot of guys, don't get out there like these other women and think, okay, you drop it like it's hot and you into all this little freaky stuff and you really ain't because you were messed up.
Oh my God, that is major. I agree with you.
Man,
because a lot of women pretend. Yes, I've heard a lot of stories from a lot of different people about how when they first started dating a girl, she was this
right,
she was a good girl out in the streets, but she was the freak in the sheets. But once they got together and they got serious, she shut all that down.
Oh yeah, once the ring got on, everything got off.
Well, see, that's a problem. I feel like that's a major problem.
Yeah, because you asking for, you start, cheating will start, the seed will be planted.
Even if it's not cheating, it's unhappiness, and unhappiness is a problem in itself.
Yeah.
If that festers long enough, it's going to destroy anything.
Yes, it will. We're going to take a quick break, and we're going to give our mouths time to rest up and get some more questions together, and you all stay tuned. Be right back. Urban Nation Radio, We the Nation. See you in 2 minutes. And we're back on We the Nation, UrbanNationRadio.com. This is the relationship show, and this is a show that you need for 2015, especially if you want to keep your relationship together. We'll give you, okay to, say no when to hold them, no when to fold them.
Right, exactly.
And when not to walk away, run away. Run,
exactly.
run.
Sometimes you have to.
Right. Also, download iTunes or get the CD. Email me at MotorCityGreene@gmail.com. Greene spelled Greene. I'll let you know how to get Blessed Generation. These kids, man, throw down. Tell you earlier, I'm a jazz fanatic, but this gospel CD right here, it got me. It got me.
I'm downloading as soon as I leave.
That's what I'm talking about. So, we talking about relationships. We got into cheating. It's going to come back up because cheating is always the byproduct.
Yeah, I think the honesty is the part that everybody's missing.
Yes, and I'm not saying, and if you're going through your man's phone or you're going through your mom's phone, no, you already messed it up.
Well, if you have to do all that, then you probably already know they're doing something. So you shouldn't even have to take it to that step at that point. At this point, you need to be figuring out how to talk to this person about it, and if this is going to be what you want to stay in. Right. Everything ain't, you're not supposed to stay with everybody.
Right, exactly. And you know what? I listened to a girl, after last week's show, I try to keep my ears out when I hear single people. I try to kind of listen to the conversation. And she girl, and one girl told me, I went to my man's phone. I do it every so often. I was like, well, every so often you can be doing something with him.
Yes, exactly.
All the energy put in being Columbo.
You know, us women get a little Columbo-ish. You know.
I know, but God, why you take it away? You know, that's time taken away from relationship.
I agree. I think it's twofold. I think one, some women do it, and I'm not going to say some women. Some people.
Yeah, because guys do it too. I know
yes,
a couple of,
yes. Believe me, it's happened to me before.
Right.
But some people do it because they are just paranoid. They're people who just don't trust. And if you're that person, then you need help. But if you're that person and your mate has given you every reason to believe that they're doing something, then looking through their phone is not going to be the answer. Confront them in a respectful, conversational way is the way to go with that.
Right.
And if you know for a fact that person is cheating and you're looking through their phone, how many times have you looked through the phone and found something? Are you still with them? Yes. Stop looking through their phone.
Right.
It's a waste of time.
And don't email her until you look through their phone like 1,000 times.
Yes, because I'm going to tell you to make a decision. Either you're going to stay or you're going to go. And if you're going to stay, stop looking through the phone because you already know what's going to be there.
Mm-hmm. Just cut it out.
Yeah.
Cut it out.
Yeah, like
invest in your relationship. Don't invest in nonsense. That every time I hear a story about that, it never goes well.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. I can admit I've done it before, and it didn't go well.
All right.
It didn't go well. It happened to me before, and it didn't go well. It's just too much to have to deal with. So I just say keep it real from the beginning. If you think he's doing some dirt, and you have reason to really believe that, then you need to talk to him about it. But again, you have these people who paranoid and everything that that person doing. Every time they talk to somebody of the opposite sex.
Exactly.
It's a problem.
That's like Toni Braxton said her husband cannot have a friend.
Yeah, I think that's crazy. Because my thing is, it's impossible to go through life and not be friends with somebody of the opposite sex.
You need those people of opposite sex as friends because they help you.
Yeah, and if your mate is being friends with someone who and they're going above and beyond the friendship role, then that's your mate's problem. That's not that person's problem.
Right.
It's not a friendship issue. It's a choice of who you decided that you was gonna be with.
Yeah. That is. She said it. I agree 100%.
Yeah, you gotta make a choice.
Yeah, all this insecurity. Don't bring insecurity to the relationship.
Yeah, and that's that. There we go. That's part of one of the questions. Baggage. Baggage is a problem, and I will say baggage. I can't speak for a man's perspective.
Okay.
I've dealt with a man who had a lot of baggage, and I believe that baggage caused part of our issues. However, as a woman, I know that we carry baggage from relationship to relationship, and when I say from relationship to relationship, I'm not just talking about male and female relationship. I mean any relationship that you're in.
Right.
You cannot carry that baggage because you don't have time. If your hands are full of baggage, you can't even open your hands to love the person you with.
Sure can't. And I'll tell you this, from a man's point, we carry a lot of baggage too. We carry a lot of emotional baggage. We don't show it until it come out at that point in time. You know, it's like the Hulk. You don't see David Banner, see the Hulk until you just that moment kicks in, and then all the emotional baggage come out.
Well, then that's one thing I feel that men need to start doing the exact opposite of. You need to be able to share your emotions. Just because you're a man doesn't mean you can't hurt. You don't hurt feelings. And we, as women, tend to believe that a man is so hard. We'll say something to a man in a moment, out of anger, that could truly devastate him. But we won't think nothing of it because he's a man. Right. Right.
And then he's stepping out because he believes what you just said.
What you just said, absolutely.
He takes to heart. My wife said something before. Said a woman can either breathe life into a man or breathe death into him.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's both ways.
Yeah, and you're right. It's both ways because I think a lot of guys, can do the same thing. You can either breathe life to your woman, or you can just breathe death into her.
Yeah,
either
absolutely.
way.
You definitely.
What you say comes out your mouth.
Definitely, I absolutely agree with you. My mom's a smart woman. That's real.
Yeah, she is.
That's real.
All right. All right, so let's get to one of the questions you had about insecurity.
Well, the young lady was talking about she thought that her girlfriend was cheating on her. Uh-huh. She's been looking at her phones, that you said that.
Right.
Checking her Instagram. Checking the direct messages, the Facebook, everything. She's been doing this for the past year. So my question to her was, well, have you found anything? She said, yes, a lot of things. Then why are you still with this girlfriend?
Yeah.
Because what are you still checking for? Like, are you trying to find something worse? Like,
right.
I don't understand the purpose. A lot of people check, they find something, you get into an argument, cause all kind of drama, and then you're still together.
Right.
What's the purpose of checking if you're not going to do something? Don't check unless you're ready to take a stand and do something about it.
All right, and please, and don't check and interpret something the wrong way.
Because you can. I can agree with that. It can.
I've seen that happen a bunch of times.
Definitely.
Too.
But see, that's why you don't supposed to check. And again, I said I've done it before. It did not end well. So I'm speaking from experience.
All right.
You can interpret things the wrong way.
All right.
So with the insecurity issues, you can't blame the insecurity issues on your mate. You have to figure out why you're so insecure.
There it is. Insecurity will kill your relationship quicker than cancer.
Yes, it will. Insecurity is a cancer to a relationship. It's a cancer to yourself.
Yeah, it's true.
Because you're going to carry the insecurity from relationship to relationship. So no matter who you're with, it's going to always come up as an issue until you handle it yourself.
Do not blame the current person, because the last person done some stuff to you.
I've done that before too.
Yeah, I have too. I kind of learned the hard way.
Yeah, and you do learn the hard way.
Right.
Because you can run somebody away that, and not necessarily be the one, but you can run a good person away because of what somebody else did to you.
Exactly. You can't. Yes, learn from a situation.
Yes, that's the key.
But don't carry the situation.
But see, when you carry it, that means you haven't learned from it. That's the key.
Okay. I meant that. Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah,
I like
you're
that.
still carrying it so that you haven't learned anything from it because you're still carrying the same insecurity. Because when you learn something, you learn that lesson, you move on to the next lesson.
Right. Give us another question you see.
Well, I got a question from a guy on Facebook. Actually, he posted a status. I told him I was going to use it. This question was, when do you stop going after a girl? He was saying, when do you know when that person,
hard.
yeah.
That's
touchy.
touchy.
It is a touchy. It was a lot of good comments. But my thing is this, when you have a connection with somebody.
Right.
If that connection is not there, then you can't make that connection happen. It's not going to happen after a certain amount of time. It doesn't matter how many times you ask the same girl to do the same thing. If you're not for her, then she's not for you. You're just going to have to cut that as a loss and keep it moving. Don't waste your time. Time is something you can't get a refund on.
Absolutely. And another thing, guys, I know we like to be macho and like she wants me. Yeah, I got to see how I wear it down.
I had to let him know that probably was not the case.
Yeah, no, she's not gonna wear it. And if she'll go out with you, she especially hungry. She got in
Yes, and
she will go out to it 1,000 times, but you will go no further than you dropping her off.
Exactly.
It'll be it.
You're gonna stay in that go out friend zone, the dinner guy.
Right. Yeah. Dinner guy, drink
movie
guy.
Right. If I can't find somebody else guy.
Right.
And it's up to you if that's where you want to stay, but I don't think it takes that long in order for you to figure that out.
Right. Basically, I'm gonna put a time limit on just 6 months.
You think 6 months? That's a long time.
Yeah.
That's a very long time.
It's a long time, but it gives you time to not rush it. You can get about a good 3 or 4 dates. Just date talking. Cause I know guys. We like to hang on and think, oh.
Yeah.
Cut it off. I know 6 months is a long time, so okay. 4.
4 months, I'm gonna tell you this. It all depends on 6 months would be fine. It all depends on what kind of vibe she's giving you.
Right.
If she's giving you the vibe, if she's texting you in the morning saying good morning to you and sending you good nights, then I'm thinking you can hold on to her for a little while longer.
Right.
But if only time you talk to her is when you are texting her or you're calling her, that's the only time y'all go out, or when she's bored to death with the person that she's contacting, then you might want to leave her alone.
Right. And don't push up on her when she has a death in the family. I've seen that too.
Let me tell you something.
I've seen that too. Death in the family. You come rushing.
That is so hilarious that you said that because I'm about to say something. But I was married for 10 years. But I knew him my entire life. But that's when he pushed up on me. When my grandmother died. He knew her. We went. That's the first time we ever went out. We knew each other. We grew up with each other. That's the first time we went out. Yeah, it didn't end well, so maybe you're right.
Yeah. Don't start sliding on when she going through something, grandma, somebody died. No.
I agree. Emotions can mess somebody up and make them make bad judgments. I agree.
Horrible judgment. I mean, the worst judgment that I have made.
Yeah. Emotions.
Yeah. Emotions get the best of me every time.
I agree.
I'm better now.
You better now?
I'm better now.
Good.
Back then.
It was a different story.
Brother was a wreck. So.
Oh yeah, I feel you. I was an emotional wreck back in the day too. I can admit that.
Yeah, we're better now. We've
Yes,
grown.
we've grown.
Yeah, that's what it's all about, growth.
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely.
So let's talk about another demon. I'm trying to think. She was taking a break because this is a big one.
What is it?
Money.
Yes,
Yeah.
that is a big one. Maybe we should take a break and then come back to it.
Okay, let's take a break, and we're gonna talk about that change. Dollar signs. So stick to go get you some water and come right back to your laptop or your phone.
Right back.
Right back. This is the killer right here. Urban Nation Radio, Killer Greene, Tracy Jones. Be right back. We're back on Weed Nation Radio, and on commercial break, this whole relationship is bubbling over. So we need to bring you guys in and let you kind of glean some of this wisdom that we're shooting around here, or non-wisdom, how you look at it.
Right.
But let's get into the monster, money. Now, if you're dating, this is what I say. If you're dating, money should be kind of on your level. Mm-hmm. I have my money. I'm going to manage it. I'm going to set aside this for dates, or this for gifts, whatever. Right. The person you're dating should don't necessarily have to know. They probably know where you work at and whatever, and what you can work with.
Right.
But don't have to know right away what you can do or what you got in your 401k and all that.
Oh yeah, you keep the 401k to yourself for
right. But now, fast forward. You're in a relationship with somebody. Dating rules kind of apply up until you are in the same house. Or does you kind of need to have a conversation before you get to the same house?
Oh yeah, absolutely. You had a conversation. You need to have a conversation about what type of money, and I want you to say money. What type of standard you expect to live to be at with this person?
Gotcha.
If you're a guy and you're not the kind, because it's nothing wrong with a man who doesn't feel like that. I need to spend all my money on a girl, because we have plenty of women who feel that they should, or plenty of people who feel that their mate should be able to take care of them.
Right.
And we have people who don't feel that way. I think it all should be discussed in the beginning, because if you're the type of girl or the type of guy who expects that their mate take care of them, then that person needs to know that up front. And then you need to know if that person is able to take care of you and if they're willing to do that. Because you might not be a match. Every person is not for you.
All right. Just because you look good.
Right, just because he's hot or she's fine.
Right.
And she got it going on and she walk past you, get, all hot and bothered.
Right.
Doesn't mean that girl is for you.
You gotta watch them pennies and dollars, because if she wants all your pennies and dollars, she got to.
She got to do what?
She got to make sure your life is like spectacular.
Well, you know what? Then I absolutely agree. I feel like if a woman or a man, whomever, is going to be the person that wants to be taken care of, needs to make sure that their mate is happy all the time. And I'm not talking about this kind of happy. I'm talking about spectacular.
Right. Like you can jump on the moon, like standing straight.
I want you to, when you spending all that money on me, I want you to be like, it's well worth it.
Right. So
think of it as a tip.
Here's where that started. Tell us about the Facebook page. So I chimed in, and I'll tell you what I chimed in.
Yes. All right.
It got major for a hot second.
It got real hot. I had a young lady who sent me an email. She said she was on a date with the guy she'd been dating for quite some time, and they were talking about moving to the next step. And he was telling her that he expects for his wife to be able to cook and to have lots of sex, because he's very sexually active, and that's important to him. Mm-hmm. I respect that. So she said she was good with that, and her reply to him was, well, I expect my man to be able to take care of me and have lots of money. He actually ended the date right there. He was offended. He called her a gold digger and left.
Which I could kind of see that.
Why?
Well, and I'm just making devil's advocate, it's the context in which the conversation was had.
But why is she a gold digger? Why is he not a vajayjay digger?
Well, you know what? With JJ Digger. I'm
just saying. I had to say it nice, politically correct. I'm just saying. I mean, if you're telling me that this is what I have to give you, and that's what you want all the time, and I am willing to make sure that you have that as much as possible, and I tell you that, okay, on my end, I want my man to take care of me. I'm not a gold digger. It's just my requirement. Everybody has requirements. Either you're that guy for me, or you're not that guy for me, and I respect it either way it goes.
Right. So here's what I suggest people should do: sit down with your mate, get a piece of paper just like this, little pad, and write a list down of your needs.
Yes,
and
because that's the problem. People always focus on their wants and not their needs, and that's why everybody be messing up. Because you can live without wants, but you can't live without needs.
There it is. But I'm going to make another suggestion: have the sex conversation and the money conversation separate. That's just my and that's just my opinion. Have those two separate conversations.
And I guess it could be. I understand what you're saying, but she didn't say that the only thing I want from my man is his money. She said I expect my husband, which everybody likes to throw up, that a woman's job and duty is supposed to be to provide sex for her husband.
All right, we got a caller gonna call in. This is gonna be kind of funny. All right.
But you know, a lot of people say that that's a woman's duty. It's
right.
in the Bible. It's this, it's that. But it's also in the. But it's also in there that the man is supposed to take care of his wife. So why is it when she says that she's a gold digger? Now don't get it twisted. It's a whole bunch of gold diggers out there. But just because I expect something from my man doesn't mean that I'm that gold digger.
There. Okay. That's well. Let's see if we can get to this here caller because it's gonna be kind of funny.
Yeah.
I'm expecting it to be funny, but we're serious about this. So let's see. Caller, are you there?
I'm there.
All right. I think you might need to put the headphones. Get your hair on.
I can hear.
Okay. Caller, go ahead with your question. I knew it.
Yeah, I did too.
I know. As soon as a guy answered, I knew it was gold. There you go.
So the first thing I want to say is, a woman's going to make you, a man can only buy himself to do those things because he can take his time. Slow. You give it a whole, you can go first time around and take your time.
Agreed.
I think that's what most guys do. They get anxious and want to be so impressive. You have to be impressed with your intellect first. And what you did yesterday. It doesn't mean it's you. Everything else will follow.
That's true.
The money and don't have any money. Women will like you because they want you. They want you to love.
Yeah. Well, I can love you just as good with $50 as I can with $500.
Yes, you can love somebody just as good with $50 as you can with $500, but everybody is not that person. That's my point.
And you're going to go through that. You're going to go through that. The person can be a gold digger. They can be a liar. They can be a cheater.
Yes.
They can be a thief. They can be all these things. You just got to take the time and find out what that person is. And it's going to take time, so don't be in a rush. We men need to slow down a little bit.
Oh, yes. I think both parties need to slow down a little bit. I agree 100%.
A lot. Actually, slow down a whole lot.
Yes. Everything is rushed these days.
Especially the way things are right now. You don't know what bag a person's coming out of. You got lots of mental health issues going on. And you just got to really watch things and watch the signs that people, the telltale signs of their behavior.
Yes, that's true. That's actually something that's in my book that's coming out.
Yes, we got to talk about the book.
It's one of the rules. You have to pay attention to the clues.
Right.
Clues are there for a reason.
Definitely going to get into the rules. So I was sitting here looking at the rules now. Like, I'm interested to see what these rules are. So, caller, thanks for your input. Wish you all the best in your dating life.
Absolutely.
And when you need us, we're gonna be here. You gonna be here?
I'm gonna be here.
All right, glad you're back because we're gonna. This is just what, part 2.
Part 2. We
have
got a whole lot to go.
All right, we have part 3 one of these days. Probably week after next.
Sound like a plan to me.
Everybody's interested. So, caller, thanks a lot for your call. Keep watching. All right, that caller was that guy. Kind of, he kind of hit some kind of things like you gotta watch everything.
You do. You have to pay attention to clues. Clues are important, and everybody has them. Like you get into a relationship, and 5 years later, you're like, oh, she's so mean, or he's not loving, and he wasn't like that in the beginning, and neither was she.
Right.
So you have to pay attention to the clues. You can't just look past them and hope that love supersedes those clues.
Well,
it's not gonna happen.
All right, the song "Love Conquers All." This is not. It's just a song.
Yes, it is. It is just a song. Somebody wrote those lyrics. That is what it is. It is not the rules of life. Please believe it.
I'm glad you brought the word rules. So let's get into the rules. And first of all, tell us about this new book.
The book is called The Handbook. It's going to be rules to all 3 stages of love. You have the dating stages.
All right.
You have the love stage and the marriage stage. Everybody talks about the beginning. You have Steve Harvey talk about the beginning, how you get the person. Mm-hmm. Nobody focuses on after you get married, how you keep that person in your life. How do you keep them happy? Because it's an ongoing process. It's not something you just do at the beginning. You have to continuously fall in love with someone.
That's true. And I think that's one of my things I tell everybody. I've been married 11 years. I'm still trying to find out how to be married 11 more years.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, and it's a job. What you have to do is you know what you need to do. You remember how you took her somewhere and you said, take her somewhere and say, just pick something. Just randomly one day. Just like at the beginning. It'll take her back to that day when you did it in the beginning. And she'll fall in love with you all over again at that point.
Oh, see, you know, open up another can of worms.
There you go. And it doesn't have to be anything big. You can take her somewhere where it's something small and you know, some candles or just something that she likes. But if you just do that more than just at the beginning, if you do that often throughout the relationship, then she has no other choice but it's like, dang, you know, my baby do me good.
All right.
And then she gonna do you good.
All right. That's my goal. Take her somewhere and kind of.
Yeah, without her knowing, just I'm gonna pick you up.
Okay, I'm gonna do that. I got to
It's more spontaneousness in relationships too.
All right.
That's one of my rules.
Right, you got me thinking now. So, all right, I'm gonna write this down so I know when spontaneous.
Yeah, it's gotta have spontaneous. It has to be. It has to be a part of the relationship.
Don't tell me my friend. Shopping. She don't like that.
Yeah.
And I ain't buying no more shoes. She got 1,000 pair of shoes. So I'm just saying, shoes is off the list.
Off the list. Nothing wrong with that, but you know you have to do things like that in order to keep the spice in your relationship.
Right.
Spice is important. I think it's always put on the women, and one of my rules is like 103. Women like spice too.
Women like spice.
Yeah, absolutely. I want to come home. Yes, I think it's crazy that the sex life is always put on the woman. We're supposed to keep it all going. We're supposed to keep it high. We're supposed to keep it new. No, that's supposed to be both parties.
But you know what? That's old. And I mean old like it's in the old how that, you know, man and relationship was defined way back when.
Yeah.
Women kept the spice, men kept the funny coming in.
Right, but you know what? It's supposed to be some teamwork. We're a team.
Right.
Women love sex just as much as men. I need to let y'all know that.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So it does not necessarily. I would love to come home to my man and he had the whole house lit with candles and it's about to go down. It shouldn't just be left up to me to do that. Which is nothing wrong with that, but if it comes from both sides, then it'll never get dull.
There it is. 2014. We are a team. This is no Ozzy period, no Ward and June Cleaver. We are a team. That stuff's over.
Absolutely, it is.
Over.
It is. Just like the gold digger thing, you know, you can't always. These days, you can't always think because of the way, you know, economy is. A man is not going to be, or your mate is not going to always be able to shower you with gifts and spoil you. Everything's a team, whether it comes to the money, love, sex, the kids, everything. We're a team. Now, somebody may be 60-40, somebody it may be 30, but you know, it's a team, and we need to make a team after that.
There it is, team effort. So, whoever you are with, make sure you are a team whatever. You can call it.
Right. Team us. Quit making names.
Right.
Quit. It doesn't have to be a coach. We're a team. Let's just get this done.
All right. And if you stay on Webber Street, team Webber Street, that is.
There it is.
All right.
Whatever you want to call yourself, just be a team.
All right. So what's your favorite rule?
Oh, let me see. My favorite rule. I would say, I'm not going to say my favorite rule, but one of the ones that I tend to like would be rule number, I believe it's rule number 2. It's seduction, keeping the seduction cleanup. That's what it's called. Like, you know, we always try to figure out ways to keep things hot and everything at home, and we always talk about we got to clean up. Okay, well, make cleaning sexy. Send those kids over to grandma's house one day. He might be watching a football game. Put on you some little boy shorts, a t-shirt, put some smell good on, turn that music on. You know how we clean up the house. I know how I clean up the house. I clean up the house with some music. Turn that music on and make sure you don't have to look, you don't have to have on 6-inch heels.
Right.
But make it sexy. And I guarantee you, he might not look at you during the game because I understand I'm a football fan. But at halftime, y'all might be able to do something and he can get back to the game, you can get back to cleaning, and y'all both good.
Right.
For the rest of the day.
Halftime is just enough time.
There it is. That's all we need.
Just enough time. You ain't got to break the house down, but...
The halftime show's always boring anyway, so let's go ahead.
I like halftime. You don't really see the halftime show anyway.
No, not at all. We already know what's going on. You can look at that on your phone
right.
nowadays.
It'll be on Sports Center later, trust me.
There it is.
All right, so we got the rules out. What rule was the hardest one to come up with or think about? So
I would think the hardest one, or I won't say the hardest one, the most difficult one to explain or educate people on is in the beginning. I hear a lot of women come to me about, and again I'm saying women because that's mostly what I talk to about this particular topic. They'll say that they, I do all this for this guy and he still hasn't married me, or I do all this for this girl and she still don't want to commit to me. Well, it's probably because you're doing everything already. Slow down. You don't have to give everything to somebody at the beginning. You shouldn't be, if you only went on 2 dates with him, you shouldn't be making him dinner. You shouldn't be going to his house, cleaning his house up, and you shouldn't be giving him the 100% of your sex. It's some stages to this, and if you're giving it all at the beginning, then there's nothing for him to even want in the future. He has it all. You're giving it to me for free.
Wow, without the ring.
Yeah, without, and it's not even necessarily the ring. It's like, let's go through some stages.
There it is.
Let's go through some stages. It's nothing wrong with taking it to that step. Because once you get to that step, to that level, whereas you getting everything, then that you should be deep into feelings at that point. You shouldn't be cleaning his house if the only time he call you is at 3 o'clock in the morning for that booty call. Why are you making him dinner? He's a booty call. Treat him like a booty call. Ladies, understand what your role is. If you've chosen to be that booty call, you be the booty call. Quit playing.
Yeah.
That's what you are. Don't try to make it anything more and then get upset when he doesn't want anything extra.
All right. So if you're a booty call at 3 o'clock in the a.m.
Yeah, be the booty call. You can be a booty call at 3 p.m. If the only time he call you was for that, then it is what it is.
Right. Don't look for him.
Accept your role.
Right. Don't look for him at 3 p.m. and try to make him.
Right. Quit playing, because 3 p.m. not gonna make you my wife.
Tracy, I appreciate you coming on.
Oh, I appreciate you asking me. I had a great time.
So I gotta have you back on
Absolutely.
in the year wrap up because I think we're gonna have to get people pushed into 2015.
For
right.
Sure. Let's make it happen. Just let me know. I'm here.
All right. Next week, everybody got Twana Honeycomb Petty. We're gonna talk about Black Lives Matter. Go and grab Blessed Generation because I'm gonna. What? I kind of My cousin Sherry, if you're watching, this is your CD, but I'm going to listen to it on the way home. Just so you know.
I hate to say something like this after you put up Blessed Generation, but you have to check out my blog. I have an e-blog series that's coming out. It's called Tales by TLJ at WordPress.com. It's called The Dancer. I put it on like a TV show. Every week a new chapter is posted. Tomorrow, 10:30 p.m.
Oh, yeah. Check that out, too. I forgot, because that is steamy, though.
It is for grown folks. Don't let your kids do it.
So read, dancer, then role play. That's how you go.
That's what you're supposed to do.
All right, we're going to wrap it up. Great show. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again next week, 7 p.m. right here on Urban Nation Radio. I'm your host, Kelly Greene. Bye, Tracy.
Bye. Thank you.
See everybody.